between TaeJa and Bomber. Oh, there we go. Over here in the left bottom side of the map, we got the Liquid Terran. So far, he's looking rock solid. He took out MC 2-0 in his first best of 3 of the day. And if he wins this, he's just going to do what we kind of expect and what we got to know him for. That is make it to the playoffs of tournaments and perhaps even winning the entire damn thing. TaeJa lately has been very vocal about earning money. He just really likes earning a lot of money. I can't really blame him for that. Because in the end of the day, I guess, life is good when you have a lot of money. He's going to be a blue Terran spawning in the left bottom side of the map. He's going to go up against Bomber, recently left team start, though it's still kind of unclear what he's going to do. For the longest time, I really thought, okay, Bomber is going to leave Startail and he's just going to get like a big private sponsorship from Red Bull. That's kind of what I expected, but nothing has been announced yet, and he even tweeted that he's sort of looking for a team and some support. So,
really? He's still sponsored by Red Bull, though. I'm pretty sure of that. And his Twitter is still Starlight Bomber anyway. Bomber maybe a little bit indecisive. And he's gonna go for a gas first.
Yeah, maybe a similar opening. This is also a pretty good map to open up with a few Reapers, but of course Bomber is our red Terran spawning in the right top side of this map. I don't think there's been an official announcement though that he's sponsored by Red Bull. Like Red Bull is showing him a crazy amount of love, they're writing articles and they're always like, showing their support and
recording
it's clear
commercials
that they
with very famous people. Such as Todd and Dene.
Yeah, I saw him beat some newbie Protoss at the 8-minute mark with a few Marines in the SUV.
If we had really played, he would have lost.
Alright. Well, I'm sure that we can organize a show match. I wouldn't mind guessing that one solo. A little Todd vs Bomber action.
Sure. Why not?
Okay, well, I'll put some of that Twitch ad revenue money in it. Put up a nice show and see if Bomber is interested. I'm gonna have the time of my life, and I'm gonna cast it wasted just for you.
So what? When are you ever not casting and not wasted?
You're so terrible. Factory is going up on the right top side for Bomber, so this time it's not going to be a double Rex opening. It's just going to be a quick tech build, maybe even a Banshee build. As that first refinery was so quick that I can only imagine that he wants to do that for something like Banshees. This little SUV got lucky, man.
I really like that TaeJa is scouting, by the way. He's been able to see exactly what he was up against, which has been 2 very special builds here by Bomber. Imagine if he had not scouted.
Yeah, the first game especially, because if he decides to cut a corner or drop a reactor on an unfavorable or on an unfortunate moment, is the word I was looking for, then maybe he loses his first 2 Marines and then the Reaper just snowballs out of control and then 5 Reapers wreck everything you have in your main. Do you every now and then face these crazy Reaper builds as well when you're playing PvT? And then like you lose one of your first Stalkers and then you just don't have enough DPS anymore to take care of 5 Reapers or something? Does it ever happen to you? It's so frustrating.
Happens to me every time Terran does it. They just don't know it, otherwise they will do it every game. It's hard to see coming.
Yeah, and some of these Reaper builds are really sick, man. Because you just can't micro. Like Terran is gonna out micro you, but you're just sitting there cursing at your screen. You're like, what? I know that your units are a lot quicker than mine.
It's the domino effect, man. You lose 1 unit, you lose the entire game slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Just like those grunts at the SWC, man. You lose 1, 800 hit points, and then
it's all over. It's 700, bro, unless you get the upgrade. But the upgrade was very wood intensive. I didn't have a lot of wood. Didn't have a lot of wood to work with. By the time you had enough wood for that upgrade, grunts were useless.
No, man, they were always good. With this good speed scroll.
I think they could be pretty useless. Banshee in production for Bomber, so we were on the right track with that, as he took both refineries and he has I sort of fully saturated main base at 16 workers on the mineral line. On the other side of the map, TaeJa seems to have a pretty damn good idea of what he's playing against, though. Even going to drop an eBay right now that Mr. Turret should finish up in time. Maybe even opening up with a Raven. Do you think it's going to be a Raven opening or a Viking opening?
I think
Banshee's on its own.
Since he made the tech lab, I don't think he's gonna be a Viking. I think definitely either his own Banshee or Raven. But it's a Viking.
But Johan, that's why you're not a Terran expert.
That's why when I'm asked to do the analysis for TVT, I'm like, oh man.
Alright, so Viking is more than halfway done, and TaeJa shouldn't take too much damage from this little Banshee that's making its way across the map. It still is going to be annoying, might be able to find a sweet spot here and there, but In the end of the day, I think TaeJa is very well prepared for this, and this all once more starts with that SUV scouts he decides to go for.
That Banshee not going to be able to do much here. It's got 1 kill so far, trying to get more. But TaeJa with a nice positioning. There is no cloak on the way, and this Viking is going to do some damage to the Banshee, which is going to have to basically leave straight away. Nicely done.
I think you might, I might be a little bit behind. I'm at 728 right now, so just letting you know.
Okay.
Sometimes the replays desync a little bit.
7:30.
My PC is far superior than yours.
Yeah, right.
I've had this PC for a while, so maybe not. Maybe my PC is slower.
It's
Either way,
as bad as
TaeJa
your
wants.
watch compared to mine.
Well, Johan, I just haven't won the same amount of tournament as you.
What do you mean? You never won a tournament, did you?
I did. I won Eurocup. Stop hating.
Okay. I stand corrected or not. Alright, let's be serious, Kevin.
Orbital is floating to the low ground, and TaeJa is still scouting pretty actively with his little SUV. He might get at least a sort of a sneak peek at this army. He's going to see the Raven, he's going to see a few of those Marines, and he should have seen that siege tank as well. Work account shows us 33 against 22. Overall, just a very, very even game where neither player really committed too much to anything, and the fact that Bomber kept his Banshee alive prevents him from being behind in this game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bomber is playing this the way he is, like making a bunch of Marines with late steam, and it looks like he wants to play Bio. I really thought that with the way he had played this mech would be better, especially on this map.
You know mine?
He's actually, whoa, that push could be very, very strong here.
Yeah, especially if those tanks can get in range of some of these production facilities. I'm sure that this is something that TaeJa is sort of worried about. Scan goes down. TaeJa's still out of position though. Bomber is going to siege up. This could be very annoying. TaeJa is going to siege up as well, but might be a little too late. He does pick up one of those Vikings, so that's
TaeJa has
well.
the air control. This is very good news here for him, and I think Bomber might just end up having to evacuate here. He's staying somehow.
Goes down a PDD. But I mean, TaeJa can do the exact same thing, and that's exactly what we see is happening right now. I think you're right, Johan. I think Bomber is going to have to abandon this little push.
What does he then? Oh, the PDD is going to end here, and TaeJa is held this quite well here.
He didn't really take any damage at all. Made it look easy. Whenever you watch TaeJa, he just makes everything look easy. It makes you wonder how anyone can ever not win with Terran. But then you watch the rest of the world, and then you're like, hey, Terran's pretty hard. And then you play Terran, and it's like, oh man, Terran's really hard.
1,000 minerals at the 5th minute. Yeah, Terran is actually really, really hard to play. It's macro-intensive and micro-intensive as well, because you need to RS and micro at the same time, but a guy like TaeJa pulls it off very well.
Terran macro is hard up to the point where you have everything in place. On that point it's a little easier, because then you just queue up a bunch of units and you rally them across the map. But it's really hard to make it through that like first 12 minutes and not be supply block over and over and over again, because you need to build like 100,000 depots.
I think Terran macro is easy up to the point where you get the 3rd orbital, then it's like, well, you're a millionaire and you don't know what to do with the money. You can only spend it on like burgers and stuff, so you need to order like 1 trillion of them, but then you still get money really fast, because you can buy like super expensive things.
Maybe Bruno Mars should start playing Terran, so he knows what it's like to be a millionaire or a billionaire. You know this song, I want to be a billionaire.
Yeah. So
freaking bad. Maybe if you drop some heals, you know how it feels. Should all send a tweet to Bruno Mars, like, hey bro, just drop some heals. Huh?
Only you can win.
He's gonna be like, what the hell, what are these nerds talking about? Man, that would be fun.
Look at the SCV about around the rocks. He was trying to go somewhere, but not being allowed from those units. At Bomber, I like the way he prepared the Banshee at the 3rd base of his opponent. Might be able to pick off some SCVs there. TaeJa again preparing some nice Vikings on the left-hand side, by the way.
Yeah, TaeJa has pretty excellent map control. He doesn't know about this Banshee that's hovering next to his 3rd base though. This is your moment, Bomber. If there's one moment this middle line is going to be exposed, it's now, as the missile turret is about to finish up. At the same time, he tried to make something happen with this Manovac on the north side, but that kind of got shut down as well. Bomber missed a small window of opportunity there, Johan, to do a little bit of damage. Bomber's macro is really sick though. Somehow he's up in Marines despite being down in SUVs. Well, he's only on 2 bases, I guess that's how.
Yeah, look at the main of TaeJa, so clean, so many reactors. He's making a lot of Marines at the same time.
That's Terran art. If I was a Terran player, I would take a screenshot and put it on my wall. Be like, yes. Oh, it's beautiful. StarCraft art can be beautiful. Bomber has a small army lead. If TaeJa holds right now, he's going to be in fantastic shape. But this is a pretty scary push. Bomber has a small tank lead. Seeker missiles going down as well, dealing reasonable damage. Doesn't really kill anything.
And TaeJa realized that Bomber right now really wants to be aggressive, and he might have a supply lead, so he's getting a sensor tower, 2 sensor tower. He can see about a third of the map right now, and it's going to be very hard for Bomber to go around this.
Bomber is going to try to sandwich his army from TaeJa. This is going to be sick. It's very ballsy, but he might be able to pull it off. Some of these tanks are very exposed. The bunker is protecting some coverage, but all of the tanks from TaeJa have died. Sick move there by Bomber. Very, very sick.
They traded very well. Behind this, he's going to be left with 5 tanks against none. If he presses into the third base, or into the natural even, this is going to go
right
very
now,
well.
Bomber just needs to be careful, not take a bad fight. He's going to drop. Actually, all the turrets were from TaeJa. TaeJa is going to try to somehow break Bomber, and he's getting close, but there are still so many tanks. Where are the reinforcements for Bomber? They're on the way, and actually TaeJa just gives up. Man, that was a sick push by Bomber.